Now the 11 elements, here I'd like to give a brief explanation of each of the 11 elements so that you know what role they play in creating heart-based hospitality. Now, let's start off with the heart-based hospitality deepening program, and in particular the heart-based hospitality deepening manual. Now, I've mentioned already that the deepening program consists of three elements: a heart-based hospitality deepening manual, which could also be called a vision statement deepening manual, but in that case the actual vision statement of the hotel or the hotel chain may need to be changed because it is unlikely to be aligned with heart-based hospitality. And the other element of the deepening program is stories and spiritual quotations. And the other one is a heart-based hospitality workshop follow-up briefings. And together they actually create different kinds of material which you can use in the daily briefing according to the needs of the team, also according to the kind of material that they particularly like. Now, we'll provide a manual for use by the leaders to develop their team members about a range of core values which are important in heart-based hospitality, and which include the three essential core values of hospitality, namely loving kindness, compassion, and heartwarming care. And the manual serves to develop the spiritual capacity of the employees so that they can provide heart-based hospitality. And again, I keep mentioning this, you've got to develop spiritual capacity in order to be able to provide levels above above 5 stars, which I call heart-based hospitality. It also helps to soften their hearts, to change the energy of the employees in the hotel, and to provide practical applications for the daily operation. And the manual comes with trainer's notes for each of the over 300 sections, such as what questions could be asked, how to include role plays, how to evaluate the spirit of the role plays, and much more. And there'll be enough deepening material for a daily session of 5 to 10 minutes in the daily briefing, most normally, for 3 to 4 years. And the material includes ideas, pictures, energy techniques, meditations, role-playing, stories that touch the heart and inspire, stories that illustrate points, and spiritual quotations that reflect the core values and the spirit of a heart-based hospitality guest experience. Now, the contents of the heart-based hospitality deepening manual are shown here on the next slide. You'll see that energy is a part of them. You'll see that the 3 main core values of energetic hospitality are there. Loving kindness, heartwarming care, compassion, empathy is there. Mystery, how to create mystery is also there. Win-win thinking, teamwork, team spirit, of course. There's a section on learning and growth, heart-centered living, and 12 energetic ways to change your energy to become more heart-centered and to make yourself happier. So the manual includes the spiritual side and the energetic side. And this is all combined in role plays in every section, so that they apply it to their jobs immediately after the briefing. And here are just a few more sections. But an interesting one here is that you see there includes exercises to develop heart intelligence and intuition. Generally speaking, people think that the heart is just a pump of blood. It is actually more than that. It's the body's second brain, and it has powers to it. It emits the energy field of the human body, and your thoughts are emitted from the heart, and they go out into the auric fields, the energy fields of the guests and the environment around you. So it's very important that leaders train their staff, or the staff practice how to use energy techniques, and especially how to develop the powers of the heart and heart intelligence. And There's energy medicine exercises to improve your health and the body's energy, vibration. So there's an awful lot in that manual. It's very, very useful. The second of the elements is the stories and spiritual quotations. And as I mentioned earlier, there are over 190 inspiring and heart-touching stories, as well as a deepening manual of spiritual quotations called The Essence of Heart-Based Hospitality. And that's got an awful lot of quotations. And they're all focused on the enabling the staff to the employees to create the spirit of heart-based hospitality around loving kindness, heartwarming care and compassion. And the stories and the spiritual quotations, they help to soften the heart of the employees. Each story and quotation, it comes with activities and trainer's notes on how to use it. Now the third element is the workshop, the heart-based hospitality workshop follow-up briefings. Now, these briefings, they're a little bit different to the briefings, the material in the manual. They kind of perhaps would appeal more to people like with a higher level of education, perhaps front office staff, and they contain enough deepening material for about a year. It's about 75 of these briefings. And if you spend about 5 to 10 minutes daily using them, you'll find that you'll have enough for about a year, just of these briefings alone. And if you add them all together, including the stories and the manual, you have at least 5 years. And of course, that's more than enough material. You'll never get through that with staff. There'll be staff turnover and so on. But again, these briefings contribute to the deepening process, and they deepen the employees about the contents of the heart-based hospitality guest experience workshop. So this is the follow-up. This deepening program is the follow-up for the heart-based hospitality guest experience workshop. And of course, these briefings provide practical applications for their daily job. And each briefing comes with activities and trainer's notes on how to use it. The fourth element is the daily planner. This is very, very useful in creating heart-based hospitality. The team leaders, they'll learn how to use this very unique kind of daily planner, which will only take about 15 minutes to use every day. And it incorporates all the 11 elements, and it helps the leaders to focus their daily leadership activities on creating a heart-based hospitality guest experience in their team or in their department. And the daily planner also ensures that the leaders practice the contents of the heart-based hospitality leadership workshop. So this is part of the follow-up of the heart-based hospitality leadership workshop. But actually, there's another aspect of the follow-up of that workshop. There's an action plan, very detailed, which they will carry out, and they'll decide which of the contents of the leadership workshop they're going to practice today and tomorrow and the next day. And the department heads will follow up and provide coaching to them. The fifth element is very, very important, very, very useful. It's on meditations and energy-changing activities. And these activities, they serve to soften the heart and to change your energy. They condition the energy of rooms and facilities, and they also help you to send energy. And as I sort of briefly mentioned, it's not known in the hotel industry, it seems, that you can train employees how to condition the energy or feeling of guest rooms with an intention. And it's already old science. I mean, this is not new age thinking, this is science, and it's been verified so many times over the last 10, 15 years. And you can even measure, with this equipment, to measure the energetic change in the room where you have sent this intention. The meditations include ancient knowledge about ways to send loving energy and intentions to people, to spaces, guest rooms and facilities, as well as heart energy restructuring techniques in order that the staff can have a positive energy effect on the guests. And the employees they'll practice meditations regularly. They'll practice them in the briefings on some days, and I hopefully they'll practice them at home, because it should be part of their daily life. This is not just something they do in the hotel and at home they go back to their regular activities. This should become a part of their daily life. All right, so that's to do with meditations and energy-changing activities. Very, very important to creating heart-based hospitality. Now, this one, number 6, is an energy technique to release negative emotional energy. It's very, very important, this one, very, very important. The reason is because staff come to work, perhaps they've had an argument with someone at home, or they're unhappy about some domestic problem or personal problem, and they go to work no longer emitting a very high frequency vibration, which they perhaps were emitting the day before, but perhaps because of their unhappiness, they will now be emitting a low vibration, which is not conducive to creating a heart-based hospitality guest experience. I mean, you don't want a room attendant in a bad mood or feeling sad to go into a guest room, spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes cleaning the room. And what's she doing if she's in a bad mood? She's filling the room with low frequency energy. So when the guest comes back, the guest is going to pick up this energy. And some hotels where I go regularly, they assign me different rooms to stay in. Sometimes I get a room which feels very nice. Sometimes I get a room which feels absolutely awful, even though there's absolutely nothing wrong with the room. Physically, it's always perfect, it's perfectly clean and so on, but the energy left from the previous guests, perhaps an accumulation of previous guests, or perhaps from a room attendant who is filled with negative, low frequency energy. And that is what I, and of course other people, pick up. So this energy technique, an ancient Chinese technique, will actually help the member of the staff to change their energy in very few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no more than that. So this technique enables them to remove their daily stress, their worries, their pain, physical pain, fears as well, and these things which are preventing them from showing love, warmth and care in their service, and from emitting a high frequency vibration. This technique also, increases self-confidence in the staff, so that they feel more confident about creating heart-based hospitality guest experiences. Very, very useful. This one, number 7, on visualization, thought energy and heart energy techniques. Very important too. Now the employees they'll practice exercises, sometimes in the briefings, sometimes in meetings or at the beginning or at the end of a meeting, and hopefully also in their private life, and exercises which will help them to open their heart more and more and to send love energy. Sending love energy is a beautiful experience. Once you get good at it, within about 30 seconds you can feel all over your body, feel warmth all over your body, just like when you fall in love with someone for the first time. And you remember that feeling that you have in your chest, which is in your heart center. And then the meditations of sending love energy, they have a very immediate effect on raising your vibration and in making you feel like you're walking on clouds, and you feel just so happy. And that is, how can you create that with the usual techniques of in an SOP-Customer Satisfaction hotel? You can't. So these exercises, these techniques are very, very important in creating heart-based hospitality, and it helps they help the staff they make it easier for them to infuse their service with loving kindness, compassion, and heartwarming care. And number 8, this is I won't go into the details of them because it takes too long, but I call them the 7 questions. This is a reinforcing process of questions, which helps the employees to focus thinking on creating memorable experiences at the level of heart-based hospitality. And the questions incorporate energetic principles about thought energy and heart field energy, and the effects can be measured scientifically. So this process of 7 questions is very, very helpful in creating focus on creating heart-based hospitality. Number 9, the 9th of the 11 elements, is skills training combined with the core values. So in a typical hotel, you've got they carry out skills training, which is done very mechanically, as the manuals reflect. You've got the what to do and the how to do columns. And of course, as a result, the service becomes very mechanical. It's like a robotic, in fact. And that is a common comment about SOP-Customer Satisfaction hotels, that the guest experience is very robotic. Now, see, this element, of course, is different. It deals with how to carry out skills training that not only trains high standards, but also embodies the essential core values of heart-based hospitality, so that the guest experience is infused with the core values of loving kindness, compassion, and heartwarming care. And together with the effect of the other elements, this 9th element helps to ensure that the employees carry out their work at the level of heart-based hospitality. Number 10, this is to do with coaching, with a focus on skills and the core values. And here the leaders learn how to coach their team members in a way that focuses the thinking of the employees on creating experiences and on providing hospitality, which is infused with the core values of loving kindness, compassion, and heartwarming care. And like the skills training element, this is it has a strong reinforcing effect on the heart-based hospitality experience. And the coaching, even for example, like a floor supervisor goes into a room, checks the room, looks at the bed, sees that it's very creased. The room attendant hasn't carried out followed the procedure. But instead of just saying to the guest, to the employee, you've got to tuck things in like this, you've got to do this and you do that, they actually do that and talk about the feelings which the room attendant's work would create, and the feelings which the floor supervisor's work would create. So you combine coaching. Coaching doesn't just talk on the correctness of the skill; it talks about feelings and what feelings certain kinds of service will create. Now, the 11th element is to do with implementing a personalized career development system. This is not the same as succession planning. This is everybody in the whole hotel who wants one, because you can't force everyone. Everyone who wants to have a personalized career development system, a plan, which will take them towards that goal they have for their future, which is not necessarily a hotel-related goal, and it creates it inspires the staff to come to work, because once they have this plan and they start sort of working through it, then they have hope for the future. And having hope is something that's missing from an awful lot of people nowadays, hope for their future. So this helps to create a very inspired staff, which is very important in heart-based hospitality. So the leaders are going to learn how to make a personalized career development plan for each member of staff. And it'll include the job skills, job knowledge, and where relevant also English needed to carry out their job at the level of heart-based hospitality. And the personalized career development plan also includes leadership training for all staff and the skills and knowledge needed by the staff to achieve their personal goals and dreams, which might not, as I said, be hotel-oriented. And this element helps to make working in a heart-based hospitality environment very inspiring, which in turn has a positive, energetic effect on the guest experience. This presentation, called the Heart-Based Hospitality Workshops and 11 Elements Follow-Up System, follows on from the first presentation called The Benefits of Heart-Based Hospitality for Your Hotel.